Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil Part 10 now, right?
Let's play item management.
Yeah.
Kind of sorted.
So we just kind of sorted in between there. And by the way, I'm SK.
And I think I'm Lantis. Last time I checked.
Oh, good.
Last time I checked.
I'd hate to find suddenly a different person altogether in my apartment, you know?
That'd be awkward.
I generally don't care for strangers being in my dwelling. Don't ask me why I felt like shooting it instead of just walking up.
I was thinking about it. I think I was just gonna let it go.
So to make that cage come open, and I think like this thing gives you the hint. So it's like just ding, and see that wine bottle in the picture?
The last drink. Why would someone set this up?
What exactly was it that broke just now?
A bottle of wine?
Was it kind of like set in the painting, I guess?
Yeah, it had an indention. And
okay.
Like set in there. I don't know. Again, why would someone build this? It's like Spencer got a hold of this place. We all know about Spencer's taste.
Oh god, it's right here. You can't avoid it no matter what. And luckily, it's just by pure luck. The game, the only thing that makes it possible is that when the cage comes down, for some reason, the Matador just kind of cracks his neck for a few minutes, like a few seconds. You know, kind of gets geared up, giving you time as long as you get right on it to knock the lock off. But
this is disgusting. This is probably the best trap.
Yeah, and it really should have worked. Set up. It really should have worked. And if the Matador had just gotten right after it, it wouldn't matter how powerful your shotgun was. You wouldn't have blown the lock off in time. Mm-hmm. And if you try to do it without the shotgun, if you try to do it like the handgun, it just ain't happening. So all
right, here we go. Small cage.
And
cultists
on either side, and
Matador.
Yeah. But he just kind of chillaxes for a second. And somebody got me with a flail through the cage by sheer luck. But I don't know.
You're gonna have to get out of there now.
Before I kick the door down, maybe. Okay.
Woo, buddy.
Yeah.
Good. Now you're out of the frying pan and into the fire because of this. Wow.
Okay, good. I kept him trapped in there. Yeah, I think I shot him through the lock a little bit. Yeah, as long as I keep his attention focused on this door, we're good.
Unless you break that lock.
No, he can't. Oh, well,
I can.
I can. No, yes.
Move a little bit to the right so you don't hit the lock.
Are you gonna, like, turn around?
There.
Or something?
Nope.
Hold on. Let me grab this Joker.
The Matador is not
reacting to that. Hi. I'm shooting you.
This is a thing. He's stuck on the door. He's quite stuck.
I really want to grab that ammo in there.
Well then...
But I'm so tempting fate if I do.
No, don't go get it. Just stay right where you are.
I think it's going to disappear before I can finish him off, though.
It's just handgun ammo, isn't it?
I saw some TMP ammo. Actually, let's... Oh, I thought it was plogging up.
Just...
There we go.
Wow, he is resilient.
What's that guy doing? Come on.
There you go.
Come on, let's get him. And just walk around each other. You know what? What they were doing just now kind of reminded me of... Did y'all do this at Westside? But in middle school...
Your ammo disappeared.
Okay, well... And another friggin'
That was a good thing you were already moving as soon as you shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, what about West Side?
I don't know if you had this at West Side or not, but this was a new thing with me since I came to Arkansas. And that was the way, like, two friends would, or even if two guys were, just bowing up, doing the, we're about to fight, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But mostly two guys just messing around were doing it, right?
Right.
They just kind of circle around each other and keep, like, looking shoulder to shoulder, like, what you gonna do? And they just keep literally spinning in a circle.
Yeah. What's up? What's going on?
It was, these guys are in the way of my treasure. I haven't seen a flash grenade in a while. Actually, there's one over here in this case.
Good job.
Oh,
you got rid of that glass.
The glass was already gone. I don't know.
Are you gonna waste it on these guys? I think you got them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
They're not even a threat.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop wasting ammo. And it's still not over. There's like a little third phase with those particular guys. The Plagas, instead of disappearing, come loose and...
Yep, that's their deal.
But yeah, that's what it looked like that one cultist in the Matador doing just now.
Yeah, like...
It's like, let's get Leon, man. Yeah, you up for it? It was more like an encouraging, manning up kind of ritual first. And these guys just sit here and let me shoot one of them. Oh, never mind, that one saw me.
Good job.
Usually, you just kind of straight. And that one, he always plugs us up. Always, that one particular guy. Yeah, at some point, two guys come through the...
Yep.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So, something we really didn't talk about much, we kind of just glossed over at the very beginning, but I think I'm going to take the time to actually kind of, get into it a little bit, and that's...
Oh, is it the umbrella thing?
It's the umbrella thing. Like, how disappointed were you as a game? Like, when it first said it in text, like, when they said, and the Umbrella Corporation was no more, I'm like... What? Like,
you know what? For some reason, and I guess it was just the times, I was still in that phase where nothing really. It took a lot to get me riled up. It took a lot more. It took a lot more to make me call BS.
Right.
I don't remember. I might not have even been paying attention when I first played through the game. I might have just zoned out during the text. Who knows? But I don't remember getting mad about it at all.
I did.
I know I should have though.
Like, the entire franchise up to Resident Evil 4, which I don't remember when RE4 came out. How long? Like
2005.
All right, so freaking Resident Evil has been a thing for several years now, right? And
it'd been about 9 years.
Yeah, like almost a decade of Resident Evil, right? It was built up to eventually taking down Umbrella. We're talking about all the games: Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, Veronica. Freaking Survivor, which was, like, there's a bunch of games, right?
Right.
But all of them were based around, the virus as released by Umbrella in some fashion. And so you have this game, and at the very beginning, before you even see Leon, before you even see any gameplay, there's a text scroll that just mentions that, oh, by the way, Umbrella's gone. The antithesis of the main characters of this series just vanishes. No longer a thing, right?
I'm hearing you, dude. Now,
why is that okay?
This is not an excuse I'm making, but I'm saying
Right.
at least kind of lessens the BS part.
Oh, well,
it might have been that they were actually planning. I mean, I don't know. They might have already had Chronicles in the works. Now, don't get me wrong. I would much rather have seen a full-on game that's not a rail shooter and a whole entire game based around instead of just like that one last sequence you do with Jill and Chris in Chronicles to go over the final takedown. But it's like Chronicles hadn't come out yet. We don't even know if they were planning on it yet. If it was in development. So it's just like, for all we knew, they just totally forgot about it, and
they just dropped it.
Yeah, dropped it. Not forgot about it, but just dropped it. And no, that's kind of I'm afraid not.
Not only did they drop Umbrella, they dropped all the viruses too. Like T-virus is apparently no longer a thing. G-virus apparently no longer a thing.
Or at least until Wesker comes to Resident Evil 5, and you learn that he's actually become the most powerful with the T-virus because of who he is. And
because he was genetically engineered by Spencer to be able to adapt to all viruses.
Thank you. I needed that. That was a luxurious bath.
So, I mean, I don't understand, people sitting around at Capcom, executive, decision making, right? And they're like, all right, we're doing Resident Evil 4, right? Umbrella, gone. And everybody went, okay. Almost a decade of games, and they're like, sure, let's just... It's like having Mario games, right? And being like, Bowser's dead now. Bowser no longer exists.
But it's like, even if it was something like, they didn't forget it, they were just planning to do it in Chronicles. Well, that way is stupid, though.
Yeah,
I would much rather have
that is a very inferior, I think Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles are fun. They're all right.
They're not really good.
It's like
games.
An offshoot to the main series. Why would the offshoot to the main series hold the fall of Umbrella? I know it's just saying that should hold a lot more weight than what I just said. The fall of Umbrella is huge.
Right.
It means so much to the series, and they just threw it in a rail shooter?
I mean, why did they even go to this first with Resident Evil 4? Why didn't they just wait till after making a game about...
people will gripe about...
starting a new saga with this, Leon's adventure here that we're going through tonight.
People griped about Resident Evil 4 and it breaking away from the horror aspect of it for a more arcadey, actiony style. You'll complain about that, but I am so much more up in arms about the whole Umbrella's gone thing. That's just... It's not right.
Actually, I've never heard anybody complain anything about RE4.
Actually, you're right. This game has been revered as one of the best games of all time. Has been ported on
GT, and I definitely listen to Game Trailers' opinions over IGN.
But you can't spell ignorant without IGN.
But when GT did top 10 best games of all time, RE4 was last place, but that's still top 10. That's nothing to. And I think it was so revolutionary without effing it up. That's how I see it. But
one of the best games of all time, at least from a monetary and popular standpoint, is Diablo 2. That game is so old.
Diablo 3?
No, 2. Diablo 2.
Oh.
Because you can go to Walmart right now, any Walmart in the world, and there will still be a copy, a fresh, boxed, unopened copy of Diablo 2 that you can still buy. What other game that old?
Just still around and so readily available, you mean?
Yeah. That's insane. Diablo 2 is also a good game.
What are you selling?
But, anyways, yeah, Resident Evil 4 is great, but that was just such a stupid idea. And
again, this shouldn't have been part of the main series. Code Veronica should have been number 4.
Whap!
Because, yeah.
Poor Lewis, no!
Actually, how is he not already instantly dead? His heart just burst. Actually, hitting your heart a little bit more to the left side or something?
I think it's still dead center.
Oh.
Your heart is pretty dead center. Oh my gosh. Why, Lewis? I liked you. By the way, if you look closely, that's his dick.
Yeah. Adam West lapdog, you've just been wang-pelled.
Sadler! My boy Salazar will make sure you...
You know, if you finished off Luis that easily, even though it was a back attack, you could try it on Leon.
Stay with me, Louis.
Stay with me!
I'm a researcher hired by Sadler. You found out what I was up to.
I think he knew that you had turned traitor a long time ago, buddy.
Here.
Oh god, I think that's just like his ruined heart that you see.
Yeah.
Just like a sea of blood and some tissue mixed in, some cardiac.
Get it back.
Ugh.
Lewis.
You know what? Louis, well, you say Lewis if you want to talk like an Englishman. From your language, yes. But,
Right.
like Luis, he was the man.
He's cool.
I like him.
like him. He's a great character. Unlike Leon in Resident Evil 6 or Helen in
In fact,
Resident Evil 6.
I wish I had his suave skills with the ladies.
Dude, Lewis is better than every character in Resident Evil 6, but like maybe Sherry and Piers.
No, I think I like him still better than even all of them. Or either of them. Well, and actually, overall, weren't you saying during lunch, though, when we were talking about what went wrong with Resident Evil 6, you still said overall you still didn't really like Sherry. Because they...
Well, it's not... No, I like Sherry, but they had a lot of missed potential. Like,
right, okay.
That's what it was. They had a lot... Like, they could have made an entire game just on Sherry's backstory up to where she is now. Like... like, she's got the whole backstory with her family, with what happened with her father and mother, what she went through after what happened with Resident Evil 2, and just... It's just... There's so much there, but they just glossed over because they had to fill in story for 5 other freaking characters in the game.
Yeah.
Because they just had to do this, like, episodic thing where it's like, you know, Leon's story, Chris's story, Jake's story, Sherry's story. I think they actually called it Jake's story. I think Sherry was actually the supporting character in that campaign, which is stupid because who cares who Jake is?
I tried to care.
Like, that's another thing. They could have gave Jake some more explanation. Like, all right, who was Jake's mother? How did he and Wesker meet? Or how did she and Wesker meet? Like...
It was Excella. Wesker did her, you know it.
No, it was Ada.
When he was busy evil overlording in Resident Evil 5, he got some on the side from his business partner.
She... Alright, breaking away for that a second.
What?
Ashley owes Leon a huge apology.
Yeah, in fact, especially for me having to do this right here. Avoid shooting her and trying to, you know, keep him from taking her through the doorway.
He just asked if she was okay after she coughed up blood.
Well, I think
as anybody would do if they had a heart.
I know.
That is just stupid woman BS. Is all that is.
I don't think she meant to be like that.
Well,
I think it was
you
just
know what?
like,
All right, that justifies it. She didn't mean to.
No,
it's just socially acceptable for women to be like that.
Back up off my nuts.
Well,
I just think it was an irrational, quick reaction. Of course, she didn't exactly have time to apologize. I mean...
But she has time to apologize once you get her back.
Okay, and for that, then I blame her for that, okay? I'm just... Now, if we go ahead and try to take out this guy, kind of... Unfortunately...
Oh, okay,
You got the archers. I'm going to have to take a little damage from him while I try to... Ugh!
Got it.
Thank you.
But again, Resident Evil 4's biggest mistake was just doing away with Umbrella. You know what they should have done? Like, if they wanted to keep this game in its entirety, you know, kind of an offshoot, you know, Las Plagas instead of the virus, all that stuff, right? President's daughter, gone, great. Don't even mention Umbrella. Like, just completely leave Umbrella out of it. Just
yeah. And then while the player at first might be like, well... This is weird. I mean, what's up with that?
You know what? I'd rather be this is weird than this is insanely stupid.
Why are they not talking about that? But then, like, later on, you know, when the game comes through that talks about, you know, that proposed end of Umbrella, then okay, well, they just skipped ahead again. That's cool, I guess. But again, the way I think it should have gone down Code Veronica should have been labeled number 4. That was not an offshoot story by any means.
No, that was. I mean, it involved Chris and Claire.
And Wesker's return is by far the most intriguing. And so that should have been number 4. Then they should have made a game an entire game based around the end of Umbrella, because the way Chris leaves off in Code Veronica really makes it sound like, okay, this is it, next game.
Yeah!
The series is being finished. And then starting a new chapter with what is called Resident Evil 4 should have just been called like some kind of by new title, except keeping Resident
Evil colon something.
Yeah, just give it a title that makes it sound like, okay, this is like a new era now in the series.
It does make sense, especially since Veronica.
And they should have done it in that order.
Yeah.
Why? Whoops.
You suck.
Yeah.
So what's really great is that like Veronica was the first and still only game where Chris and Claire were in the same game, like playable characters in the same game, right? Like I think they were both playable in Mercenaries, like the actually finished game Mercenaries, where it's just the mercenary minigame just fleshed out,
right? Which
I've never played and I don't really care to.
Well, it's on the list though, so we're gonna.
Is there like a campaign mode in it where you can?
I have no idea what it's about, dude. Other than I think it's supposed to offer a lot of backstory about all this other kind of stuff that's been happening in Raccoon City during
that'll
the
be
outbreak.
Cool, I'll look forward for us playing that.
I definitely don't think it'll be as bad as Gaiden or Survivor.
Nothing is going to be as bad as Gaiden.
And in fact, most likely it'll be better than 6 too. Just while he's reeling from that. Okay, he's getting up. Just a few more seconds. 1, 2. Okay.
But yeah.
But it's like they did it out of order and they titled the games incorrectly. I mean, why call Code Veronica by that offshoot title? That should have been 4. It makes total sense, and like especially in progression of like graphical style and gameplay. It was a little bit like 2, 3, even 1, just kind of pumped up a bit.
Yeah.
And then, this new generation where we kind of revamp,
And if you wanted to call Resident Evil 5, still called it Resident Evil 5.
Because that also had to do with a lot was, Umbrella
came back. In fact, that would have been perfect, right? Because they would have talked about Umbrella in Resident Evil Code Veronica, right? Then you have the offshoot, which would be this game. And then Resident Evil 5, it talks about, it doesn't really talk about Umbrella too much until about halfway in, and then it's all about Umbrella again. It would have been, and then freaking Chronicles would have come out and finished off the Umbrella thing.
Well, I would much rather have been like a whole game instead.
Well, yeah, of course I would too, but Capcom's stupid, so...
Just that kind of game was not suitable for such an important piece of the story.
Right.
And especially when it's not really discussed
or
shown until the last part.
You know why they put it in Code Veronica? First of all... Chronicles. Yeah, why they put it in Chronicles. First of all, they realized they screwed up with Resident Evil 4 by throwing it in there. Second of all, they thought it probably would have sold better if it had such an important plot in it. To be like, I don't know if I want to play on rails of Resident Evil. Hey, but I hear it has what happened to Umbrella and how it got
checked out. Yeah, that had to be like...
ooh, all
right.
It's
like no matter what, even if the gameplay sucks, which I don't...
You don't know yet.
I don't necessarily think it does. Well, I saw you go through it though. I guess it's fun to do for one game, just to try a little something different.
Yeah.
But other than that, you definitely shouldn't have put practically the ending to the story in that kind of game.
But yeah, that is our proposed idea. Resident Evil Code Veronica should have been 4. Resident Evil 4 should have been Resident Evil Las Plagas or something. And Resident Evil 5 should have picked up...
The Kennedy Experiment. That's what it's called, I'm telling you.
The Kennedy Experiment. Experiment.
You know what? I would have even been fine if they had done it in the way I proposed earlier. Code Veronica be 4, and then the 5th game, Resident Evil 5, be The Fall of Umbrella, based around a whole entire game. And then starting a new era with what is now called Resident Evil 4, call it whatever by new name, and completely leave out the story of what we know as Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, don't even
I could have done
mention
without Wesker even coming back. He could have just came back.
You know what? I appreciate it, though.
He could have came back in the game about the fall of Umbrella, which he was defeated to and, banished.
So I
banished away
really...
from the world, never to trouble again forever. But it's like this. They did this out of order, and they put like
low-hanging fruit right here. I hate slide block puzzles. I hate these.
I never heard you really talk about that before.
I haven't, but I hate these. I hate these so much. How many games have featured this exact puzzle?
I'm not sure. Actually,
too many.
Can you name me some examples? Because I'm really not thinking of any
Oh
right
gosh,
now.
I'm so certain. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm so sure that they're all over the place.
Sometimes I just get it right off, and other times I just kind of
because that's the way this puzzle
flailing
works.
random about without. I know. There's got to be like a.
Oh yeah,
there's like a definite pattern. You can get it easily. You know what? Interestingly, it turns out that a lot of times with people, sex isn't the first thing on their minds, even with guys. Because the YouTube video with where this dude just played through this chapter just to show the nude Ashley mod, and of course I'm not gonna lie, it was a good moment when she started crawling under the tables. Okay, not gonna, but. For some reason, half the comments were not about oh yeah, man, Ashley hot, I'd totally rail her or something like that.
They're
it was
probably talking about the game.
They were actually talking about the fact that, dude, you took so long on this puzzle. What an idiot. It was the fact that they even bothered to stick around and watch that at all instead of skipping ahead to more nude Ashley.
Just to watch him fumble around that stupid slide
in a way,
puzzle.
okay, finally got the top half. It's actually kind of reassuring in the way that it's not always about sex. It's always going to be the first thing on your mind.
I don't know if you can do that without messing up.
I'm probably going to have to.
Yeah, I think you. Well.
And the middle piece got.
Wait.
Dang it! No.
No.
Aha!
Yay!
Yeah, he took 8 minutes on this, I think.
8 minutes?
So actually had the
was
comments.
Was the nude Ashley mod actually showing everything without blurring it out? On YouTube without it getting content flagged? Huh.
Made me happy.
I bet.
But where am I going? But yeah, that was actually half the comments were focused on. Why'd you take so long during that puzzle, man?
It's a crappy puzzle, though. I hate.
And of course,
puzzles.
one guy, was trying to act all cool.
Yeah.
Be like, man, what's up with this nude mod? And you would upload an entire video just for that? What's the big deal? And everybody drooling all over this. Man, you guys get a life with your loving video game girls. Get a real girl and all that kind of stuff. And everybody just immediately refuted him. Shut up, man. You were looking at this and totally jacking off.
You're stroking it. But yeah, game developers, stop using slide block puzzles. They're terrible.
Let's bait him around the table.
All right. Another thing I have to call BS on. What creation is this? What incarnation of Las Plagas is this? It's an empty suit of armor, isn't it?
I think, but I would assume maybe they
See, look! It's alive!
They maybe actually had Ganados just hide out in there.
See? It's empty!
Wait, but remember, the bad guys disintegrate completely when the Plagas in them dies. So maybe it's the fact that the Plagas, hit the floor so hard when the axe came down, it destroyed him utterly.
It's a magic suit of armor, is what it is. It's a magic suit of armor.
It is, you're right. It absolutely is.
It's bullshit.
I like it, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's all in good fun.
That's the kind of, you can suspend your disbelief without getting annoyed by the fact that it does sound like BS.
Oh, well. Oh, she really pushes that open.
Yeah, I think that was Salazar's butler talking about well, I don't understand why he's so obsessed with Plagas, and I think he's really going to destroy himself and the world with his obsession. But
this is his obsession.
I'm going to serve him to the end because I'm loyal. In a way, sometimes I kind of admire that.
Oh, well, good for you.
And I believe there's handgun bullets in here. All right.
Maybe she can, like, thump them at bad guys.
Thump them?
Like, flick them.
Like, hard enough to where the powder will actually detonate in their face. It's got about as much chance of working as, with your bare hands, no nitrile gloves or anything, taking the acid rounds and dumping them all over.
This can of fizz that will mellow and yellow those things.
Oh, where are we at? Okay.
It's about time to call it.
Yeah, it's the end of the chapter, so let's just do that right quick when she comes out where Leon's waiting for her. She didn't tell him she'll be right back, or hopefully she'll make her way to him. I think she just kind of expected him to just stand there and hope that... I know, just like a woman.
Now, she really owes this man an apology. Let's hear it!
Actually, no, she does. I think she does. Hold on.
You did good.
I know it won't be good enough for you, but see?
Oh, don't worry about it. Come on.
She did.
Okay, alright, cool. Then
What?
I know. No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's great. That's all I wanted.
All right. We're back. We're back with even score again. I'm hoping my ultimate goal is at the very least there's 19 chapter sections total in the game, right?
Yeah.
Less deaths by the end of the game than chapters I've gone through. So I can at least say on average I made it through at least one chapter section without dying. I'm trying to salvage it, man. I'm trying to salvage it.
It's funny because you're right. I know you can do better. It's just I like giving you a hard time.
I know. All right, guys. See you next time.